I'm not sure if it's on, but yeah, we can. This doesn't have to be formal. So, okay. So how many more courses, okay, how many more tests are there for you to take?
I actually don't have any tests.
Me too.
Yeah, we're all like, we have presentations and stuff.
Assignment?
Yeah.
But I believe you two are in my class, so you're in fact given at least one test.
Right, but only.
But that's done.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, okay, we do have a topic I want to talk about. Okay, I want to ask you how you live your life. Okay, I don't even have to ask Luke because his schedule is always fully packed. It's either working out or taking care of the baby. So, how about you first, Julia? How do you live your life?
My life? Well,
Getting started with the best bit. What is the most exciting thing in your daily life?
Go home.
And what do you do? Okay, what's the first thing you do after you get home?
I rest a little bit and I
By what? By doing what?
Scrolling phone.
For me, that's really tense. I never find it relaxing. It's addictive. Okay, you want to let go, but you can't let go. And the scrolling never seems to stop. You just keep it going. I hate the feeling. I tried it once and then I put it away.
I understand. Like, I like to watch Instagram reels, but now I try to keep it away.
Yeah, because
I feel like it's addicted.
Yeah, because there's so many informations online, and sometimes you just can't take it anymore. Yeah. And
also, okay, maybe they're randomly given. You don't know Carol. Okay, we greet. By the way, we greet people. Okay, whenever we see people walking by. Okay, and that's our 教副长. Okay, 副校长. Okay, and people try to ignore me. Yeah. So I don't find it relaxing. Okay, and also that if I use my search engine, I always know what I'm looking for. But when information and data are randomly given, you have no control over that. Okay, and not that they're not attractive. Okay, they are attractive, and that's the problem.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because you end up killing time in a way that you don't want to.
Yep.
Right, time just goes by so fast,
very
fast.
Very. Maybe it's a good way to make sure people don't grow old because that makes time fly. Yes. So after that, after your relaxing scrolling,
I do some assignment.
Assignment from school. I can't even have that within my thinking range.
I was afraid that
I can't even remember when was the first time I was given a homework assignment.
Really?
Yes.
No, I'm afraid that I can't make it before the deadline. So I just do it.
For me, that's never a problem because I'm a professional procrastinator. Actually, I put pro in procrastination. I was known as a last minute person. I don't do anything in advance.
Me too, but I think it's a little bit too...
But I guess you have a stronger sense of responsibility than I do. That's, yeah. And then, what else? After, the relaxation, and then after, working on your homework, and then?
It's not my daily schedule, but I do watch some, a series or a film.
TV series.
Yeah.
What have you been watching recently?
It's an anime called Dr. Stone.
Oh, Dr. Stone, that's classy. Okay, that's classy. Okay. And then it will probably be time for a shower and then hit the hay, going to bed.
Yeah.
Okay. What about yours, Ellie? Please give me something more exciting.
Well, because this semester I have like fewer classes, so for me, Wednesday and Thursdays are completely free. So I usually just went home and like take a shower and like draw because
All right.
drawing.
Are you still working as an illustrator?
Yeah,
with
of course.
or without getting paid? It's still the same.
Well, I do this for interest, but also I like have some commissions in my like schedule that I have to do.
Good. Because if it's something you do for interest, okay, passion hardly dies.
Yeah, I guess because but sometimes like customers' demands are like super duper like is a lot. So I actually kind of procrastinate too.
True.
Yeah, I also procrastinate. So I usually just draw whatever I want to, and sometimes I would like Discord with my friends. And my friend, her name is Avis, so I usually have a call with her and just chat until I hit the hay. Yeah.
Okay. It's they say there are two kinds of procrastinators. Okay. First, you want perfectionist procrastinators. You're not dealing with something you don't like. Actually, it's the exact opposite. You're dealing with something you like very much, but you are always after perfection. Therefore, you put it on the back stuff and then thinking about how to do it right. A second kind, okay, most common kind, you kind of hate the job, or you hate the person or the people behind the job, and then you don't really want to do it because it's not for you. It's not only a job; it's also a reminder of something, someone, or some negative situations, something on the dark side of your life. Yeah. So you are the first kind or the second kind?
I think I'm both because sometimes I love drawing and that is the only truth. But sometimes when I'm like run into some really hard like compositions or like poses, I would feel like very very annoying. But I love drawing, so it's like a love and hate relationship.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think this is the worst scenario because you are both. Julia,
Both.
You're both. Oh, we have two of the worst here. Thank you. Thank you very much. But okay, you also mentioned that you are doing this because you love drawing. So what's your take on the recent development of AI? Like, right now we don't even need to learn. All we have to do is to give the right prompts and then boom, the picture came out.
Yeah, everyone became like wizards at this moment.
Yes. So what do you feel about that?
I mean, I think it really depends on what people thought about AI generation because for me, I only see AI as tools. And I think it can only be this way. It cannot be like... because I ran into some like interesting stories about like some people uses AI generations and like put it as a commission. So people actually like hire them to like generate AI images and pay them, and which I think is very absurd.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, because like AI still has flaws. And,
Yes.
Yeah, and so I don't really think that this is a very good, healthy way to treat AI because, at this kind of pace, we're already jobless, I think, because everyone is relying on AI and nobody like thinks anymore and nobody like treats, like no matter it's art or other fields, nobody treats them like their own because they're all AI, right?
Sure, and it's always fringing on it's always bordering on the fringe of copyright issues.
Right.
Yeah.
So, my take is that I hate when people, I kind of hate when people like uses AI.
It seems to be a very common hatred among artists.
Yes, because you could, but it's it's preferable that we don't, because it's like because AI art is kind of like you feed everybody's like social media's images and feed it to the data, and it actually creates something that is merged with many kinds of art and art styles. But isn't this kind of like a type of like forgery or like a stealing someone's art? Yeah, and I think that's not okay.
Okay.
Right.
So, Julia, have you ever tried creating something on an AI platform?
No.
Oh,
It's a big no.
Showing decent respect for your friends. Not even creating a diagrams, a table of numbers, or something for fun.
No.
No?
I don't think I have ever done that.
Then have you ever tried working on anything on the platform of ChatGPT, Grok 3, or anything similar? And it doesn't have to be a picture.
I think I have, but I use it as a tool.
Yes, as a tool.
What it gives me is
To
not...
work on your homework assignment. And
No.
that's our Yang 主任 walking by. Okay.
Long time no see.
Oh, so you know Yang 主任. He's in charge of 体育室.
Yeah.
And
we
everything.
have the PE class.
Yeah.
At the first
And
year.
an OG on campus.
Yeah.
So Julia, when was the last time you used an AI platform to help you with the homework assignment? And that's Lin Fu walking by. Okay, Julia.
I think I can't remember really.
Which means that you are not using AI to do your homework often enough.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. I watched something on YouTube, also from an artist, and the artist says that if you want to create, and you can create something graphic, something of a graphic nature, a picture, something of that sort, on the internet using AI, which is fine. But it's not okay when you tell people that you are drawing.
Yes, that's the point.
Because prompting is different from drawing.
Right.
Especially you don't have the skills. And by telling people that, you are drawing, actually you are using some AI platform, you are actually minimizing artists' efforts.
That's right.
And that's why we hate it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, it's just like the Ghibli,
Yeah.
the Ghibli AI art.
Oh, you hate the Ghibli style? Okay.
It's Ghibli or Ghibli?
We had it so much.
I thought it's Ghibli, but either way will do.
Yeah, but like Ghibli, I hate it because, Ghibli is a real existed artist.
Studio.
Yes.
Yeah, Ghibli studio existed. And it's like, everybody generated and say that, oh, this is Ghibli style, but
Oh, I did it twice. Yeah, I did it twice on the English
yeah, I
department's
kind of hate you
Instagram.
for that. I kind of hate you for that.
But I didn't do it, and then I only did it to catch up with the fashion.
Yeah. I can.
I didn't know you hated me for that. Okay.
I guess I kind of understand that, but recently there's also a historical museum in Taiwan. They actually use AI art as a promotion, which I think is like bad.
But have they never, people in the Ghibli studio, have they never thought about suing them, or they welcome the trend?
Well, I guess in that case, everybody is able.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, but
when everyone is doing it, it's no longer a style; it's only a trend.
right, and I think that by suing AI, it's not gonna work either. And
No,
what
it's
are you
not.
going to do about it?
Right.
Yeah.
And and actually, in fact, when most people use it, most people don't use it for commercial purposes.
Right.
So I think they kind of let it go. Okay.
Yeah, so
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was fun. I didn't even know you hated it so much.
Well,
I think I did it 3 times. Okay. I think. Yeah.
That's okay. Okay. I think it's personal preferences, so I'm not gonna like.
I did it with the Caligo video, and then I did it with the I forgot, and then I did it again on my own Instagram. And that, which is a perfect example of how AI system can go wrong.
Right.
I showed it a picture. I asked it to convert it into Ghibli style. And then it makes my ears water for no reason.
Why?
I wasn't crying in the picture. I wasn't drinking in the picture. It was just me turning around, looking Ghibli with my ears watering.
Well,
See, this is how stupid AI platform can be.
yeah, because without the, it's just data, so everything can go wrong.
Hey, but what about, if I need a project, if I have to draft a project or anything, and then I am good at prompting, so I prompt the AI with enough details, and then he came up with a good project. How about that? And judging from the amount of my prompting, you can tell that I'm using it 100% as a tool because the words, the phrases, and then the time I spend on prompting is no less than the time I spent on coming up with the project myself. Would that be any different?
Well, it is a little bit different, but I still believe that you need to use that very detailed AI prompt as a reference, not just like straight out like editing on that picture.
Look, right now, today we have 2 big haters of AI, and I believe, I'm not even sure, you can top them, but now, they're trashing AI first, especially Julia. Julia not Julia, especially Ellie. Ellie is trashing AI as an illustrator. She hates it, and she also mentioned that she hated me for turning some pictures into Ghibli styled on AI platform. I didn't know, her feeling against AI is that strong. So, what's your take?
Yeah, as an illustrator, it's interesting because I like to write, and Amazon, I think, just came up with a new policy that basically if you try to publish an AI book, you're in big trouble. And,
which is good though.
Yeah, and they were starting to deal with just a flood of these AI books. I was watching a short video on it, and this isn't very, it's not comprehensive. It's not enough to really understand the situation. But basically, an influencer was saying she bought a fake vegan book. That it was like it was a vegan cooking book, yeah. And then she opens up the book and there's stuff like, oh, you can put these eggs and milk in. It's like, no. You cannot be selling books about a vegan diet and you're telling people to put eggs in it because that's vegetarian, it's not vegan.
Wait, let's backtrack. What do you mean by fake vegan cookbook? Was it because it was produced by AI?
Yeah. I mean, it was AI generated and just very, very poorly done. And it was causing, thankfully, I don't really have enough time to be looking online at this kind of stuff. I wish I could read more. But basically, it was causing a major problem with what's the best way to say, like e-reading kind of world because, there's all these cheap books. Authors are trying to get their work out there and they're willing to put their books on sale for $1, right? And now you're dealing with people who are trying to scam by making quick AI-generated fluff, but it gets caught very quickly. But I think with illustration, it's what's the best way to say? it's what's the best way to say? I mean, I can tell what's been AI generated, what's probably human created, and I get tired of the AI stuff. I'm fascinated by how it's developing, but what's the best way to say? Like, I heard that there's this one art award that an AI entry won, and for books, it's not at that level yet. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's like anyway, it's like a national like award, but some AI dude just won, and that's crazy because like
Entry 1? I didn't know that.
But like anyway, it's just like in a very famous award where like
Last year?
yeah, I believe it's last year or
2023?
This is ridiculous.
yeah, and some dude like uses AI prompt just win, and you know like he calls it art, and I just mind blown. Yeah.
And so with illustrators, I would have to really kind of understand, but it takes a long time to get good at your craft. And you put hours into this thing. And so there's big issues with plagiarism, for example, in the ebook world, where people just take copyrighted material and just slap it on there. I've seen YouTube videos where people just take AI voices and things like that, but I think illustration has been impacted quicker and in a more devastating fashion. Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast yesterday. I'm not sure whether it was on You Are Not So Smart or on Alan Alda, Clear and Vivid. And they're talking about problems and issues of AI among AI experts. The conversation was going on between them. And then this lady, obviously she was the lead. She takes the lead among them. She was one of the first ones who studied AI as a academic project. And then she says, AI doesn't think, it doesn't even have, it's artificial, but it doesn't have I. All it does is go online and fishing for whatever you might want. So, it can be so dumb as when you say, because it cannot tell right from wrong. Any goofy things told by goofy people put on any goofy forums will get fished by it. So you can actually ask most of the AI systems, how many rocks should I consume daily to maintain my basic level of nutrition? Most AI will answer you, you should eat at least one rock on daily basis. Because if it's something stupid, once it's been said, it doesn't have the intelligence to tell right from wrong. And that goes back to, you can put all kinds of eggs and meat in a vegan meal. That's like that. And then the lady expert, the lady scientist also says that it's simply because you want to believe. Like you're looking at a parrot or you're looking at a baby, all they do is copying your words without reflecting on it. And then you start your round of applause, and without knowing that you're only seeing something stupid you said yesterday. So that is for the scientists, this is the reality of AI.
Yeah, I just wish that there was a system where, you can have it so you can study it, but there's all these con artists out there. And so, for example, I don't know why we can't have these AI companies that if these people are taking their work and then trying to monetize it or spread it and things like that, we should be able to retrace it back to the original source that, hey, it came from whatever AI company. And, because it's a problem if people are trying to make money with it. To me, it's something that should be, that you can use to learn, and maybe if you're an art illustrator, you can have AI come up with an image for you, and then you can think, okay, what do I want to use from this? But people are 100% relying on AI generated content.
Yes, that's how most people use it.
And I feel like there has to be a way to connect back to it. For example, like let's say someone tries to upload an ebook that's entirely AI generated. I mean, you're telling me we can't trace it right back to the source that I could take that click. They have to be able to.
I believe it's traceable.
But the problem is, I think these companies are now trying to do these like anti-AI, and they inspect work, you know. So it's like then they're profitizing off a service that they created, right? So they created the sickness, and now they're creating the cure. It's like they've learned how to.
But I keep my faith though. Okay, I believe someday we'll go there, but we're not there yet. Especially when most of those big companies, corporations, they have share in each other. And while AI is a big promise of income, so we're not there yet. But sooner or later, they'll come up with some indie companies to help us with that. Yeah, it's something you do on the internet. It's always traceable. Right.
So you think, there's Olivia out there. She hasn't come and joined our podcast yet. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Actually,
sneaky,
okay.
yes.
Olivia is invited for next week.
Oh, really?
So we're going to have
Nice.
Olivia. Okay, very, very soon.
Very good. The hands on the hips. It looks like she's ready for it. Yeah. Rosie the Riveter. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you said there's going to be indie companies. I saw her from the distance. So you said there's going to be.
This is the thing. Okay, we always get distracted.
Yeah.
Okay, I used to be only Luke, and then Luke gets to me, and then it's common among us now.
This is not like a podcast where people want to learn things. You must realize we don't have any fans. So Julia, your shoulder. I would actually, if I was you, I would turn it. See, like if I was if this is a real podcast, my shoulders would be like this. But I'm this way. I think you're doing better, Ellie. In terms of
I try my best.
You want to keep the shoulders out, right?
Right.
Because and if people want to interact, because the school likes it because people are walking by and
but actually no one is listening, and then when we greet people try to avoid us.
It's very
so that's
it's very
just have fun here
because Juren over there was just giving a very, very, he hates it when I say that. He was giving he was giving a very good explanation of indie companies. Yeah,
I think
being able to create services to crack down on AI usage.
Or anyone who is willing to work pro bono, and then sooner or later there will be a community formed on that base. I think.
You know, one thing that I've heard was that, when Photoshop first came out, that was a game changer. And our human eyes couldn't recognize it yet. And so we would, see these photos where a head was placed on top of someone else's body and for all different types of, sometimes inappropriate purposes,
Are you talking about Photoshop per se or Photoshop with the AI functions?
This is way before AI. I think this is like 20 years ago. Back when you had the earlier, digital editing tools.
Yeah.
But humans nowadays, boom. I mean, it took maybe a year or two for us. So, for example, when I'm driving by, I can tell right away if that's an AI photo or not. I used to have a hard time, so the technology is going to keep on getting better and better, but will it ever get to the point where it will fool us,
Yeah.
I mean, they say it's going to be AGI by 2027, that there's going to be these AI agents by 2025 this year that are going to be doing everything for us. We'll see. We're supposed to have flying cars by now too, so.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Julia, if it's possible, I'm only saying if it's possible, it's time saving, it's money saving, it doesn't give you any emotional conflicts or attachment. Would you like to have an AI boyfriend?
No. And I need a physical company.
How about building the AI system into a robot, therefore you have a body?
I don't like that.
Yeah, because just like you said, AI learn from us and they copy us what we do. So technically, it's not love. It's just AI copying what you do and copying how you love.
And AI is just trying to fit what you need.
Yes, but a lot of people have already developing this, forming this habit, chit-chatting with AI, so they can they can take it out on AI, talking to AI, whether it's something positive or negative, without bothering anyone else. And also, you save a lot of time and money maintaining the existence of a partner.
You guys can come in the future. Is it Eric and Michael out there? They're in my Diary England class. Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are welcome to come in the future. Yes. Future guests. Yes. 未来的来宾. Yeah. So basically, the idea is it's almost like that people are talking about now. Everyone's going to have a doctor in their pocket, right? So you can get some diagnosed early kind of stuff.
Yes.
That gets you maybe going to see the right specialist, or and maybe you have some people are hypochondriacs, and
Yes.
for example, like the other day I went to a puzzle coffee shop with my son, and I was leaning over like this. I was leaning like this for 2 hours to make sure he didn't spill his ice cream or his cookies, or everything's made of glass. So I'm like, this is not kid proof. This puzzle shop in near Taida, and but anyways, I was like, do I have a kidney problem or something like that? And it was probably just I was in an awkward position for 2 hours, and so if you have AI, you can ask, hey, I got a side pain right here. They can kind of.
Or they're also talking about a scanning booth. You pop in, you pop out, and then the checkup is done. Yeah. Better and faster than any human medical doctors.
Yeah. Do you believe it, Julia? Do you think? No. Do you think that AI is making people dumb?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
That's also what the lady scientist says, because you never try to be creative. You're always going back to the same pool, fishing for what you have in there. You're not only making the way you think stale, you're also making your use of language stale.
Okay, because you keep on going through it, yeah. And
Yes.
someone else's, because like I've had speeches and it's gotten really bad. So I taught an oral training class for the first time since AI really took off. So this class is a fall course, right? And ChatGPT launched right around like December. So this course was basically already over. And this course was, I think it was 2022 and fall semester. Basically at the very end of the semester, ChatGPT got launched and the students ruined my experience with AI.
And Olivia is coming back.
Oh, I knew it. Yes. Very sneaky. I like Olivia's shoe game, by the way. Yeah. Those look like loafers or something like that. Yeah.
I like her hair.
Yeah.
I wish I had all her hair.
They're very good shoes. Yeah. You'll have to tell us about your shoe game. Yeah. You can bring a couple pairs of shoes next week. Well, yeah. She's a sneakerhead. Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.
I don't remember. Okay. I think I shared this with you. Okay. Judging from the way you wear your shoes and judging from the way you carry your bags. Okay. There are two very, I don't know. Okay. According to popular psychology. Okay. There are two very precise tests. Okay. What you do with your shoes reveals your true personality.
Oh, no, that's not good.
What you do with your bag reveals how you want people to look at you, how you want people to see you.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to look into that dark box.
So if you keep on carrying some shaggy bags, you're a father.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's true. You can see that I'm clearly a father when you look at my bag. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, where were we? I'm sorry.
So yeah, we were talking about, is it making people dumb?
Yes.
And so basically, they ruined my class at the end of the semester because it was a research paper.
2022.
Yeah, and then I had no idea they was going to drop it. If I would have known, I would have changed everything. And it used to be really fun because in this oral training class, I would have students write research papers, and then we'd actually discuss it in a writing workshop kind of setting, and it was very academic. And in the past, people maybe would write it in Chinese and then
yes.
and then I could still see their ideas, right?
But no matter how awkward it was, it's still a piece of their own work.
Yeah, and so I could still see into their brain. And then, people get lazy, and I just saw paper after paper that was clearly AI. And this is my first experience with it, so I didn't know what the hell was going on, but I'm like, this is not their work. And then, and no one told the truth and things like that. So, but then, so this is I didn't teach the class for one academic year. And so, for example, we watched Long Mao. We watched My Neighbor Totoro in class. And I think, at least 3 scripts would mention The Simpsons. And I'm like, what does this have to do with The Simpsons?
Because the AI doing some automatic comparison.
Yeah. And so it's just, basically at this point now, I'm a glorified pronunciation teacher. So it's like you just talk, you do your speech, and then I will I'll try to help you with the pronunciation because that's all I can do now. I mean, I can't really help you because there's no logic anymore. You're not thinking. And then we had impromptu speeches, which your class missed because I didn't teach you all. You too, Julia. Impromptu speeches. This is the same problem with their debate class. Yeah, these two had the best notes. So, which
good.
Because you can see, like, you know, for example, Julia you wouldn't have perfect grammar, and so I could tell that you were typing. You know, you're really, and if you had time to clean it up, you could have cleaned it up some more. But like I see that there's human mistakes, so that means that there's human thought. You know, if there's no mistakes, then there's no human thought going on.
True.
And then so Julia, I could see was doing a lot of writing and typing on her thoughts, and then Ellie had a lot of great different graphs and pictures and charts, tables, things like that. And then everyone else is pretty much relying on AI generated fluff, and they don't even understand it because then they don't even take the time to read their notes, and then they can't find the stuff that they have, you know. So there's no thinking going on.
And I believe they didn't even give enough details to work on their prompts.
Yeah.
And I think they believe what AI gave them.
Yeah.
Everything. They don't think. I think that really make people.
But have they never thought about the possibility of running into words that they don't understand, and then everything is built on something, some level of similarity? They looks like the second generation of K-pop girl singer. Everybody looks the same with a fake nose.
What is up with K-pop girls?
I mentioned the second generation. I love the fourth generation.
Okay.
They're coming.
Yeah.
But I think there's Nora behind us, by the way. Yes. And then there's Justin over there. Yes. Nora doesn't want to say hi.
Oh, yes, that's
Justin. Wants to
Justin.
say hi. Justin, top student. Yeah. I love the socks. I'm a big fan of the mid-calf socks.
And he's trying to ignore us.
Yes, these ear pods, they'll take you out of the ball game.
Everyone is walking around with ear pods.
Me too. Yeah, so they trust it. Yeah, they're not like even using different AI systems to say, okay, what is this one giving me? You have to be really careful with these things. You know, for example, all right, there's this was it called Rage? There's a Netflix series with mostly Asian actors. And it starts with a road rage incident.
Yeah. Rage or beef?
It's beef. Yeah. See, this is my.
I don't know that one.
Yeah,
is it new?
It's been a while.
Is it good?
Maybe 2 years.
I didn't finish it, but it's just like so many things going on.
Okay.
But anyways, regardless, right? There's it's primarily an Asian cast, right? And but there's two people who die, and they're both white.
You're killing it for me.
Anyways, but this is.
I want to watch it.
Don't you worry. There's more than two white people.
Okay.
All right.
Not making it better. Look.
You'll forget about it. It's okay.
Okay.
You don't remember anything that we say on this, and neither do I. But anyways, there's something about the show if two white characters are dying and there's really no other deaths, right? There's something being communicated. So, for example, when I was a kid, there was a joke that you don't want to be the black guy in the horror movie because the black guy always dies.
Yeah.
And things have changed, right? In the past, we used to, 30, 40 years ago, when I first came to Taiwan, the way that we looked at black people has almost flipped. Because in the past, the black guy was the bad guy. Denzel Washington was the bad guy. Now he's the good guy, and the white guy is the bad guy. And I've had students say, "Oh, the white people are so bad, and these poor black people." I'm like, "Wow, that's like 15 years ago. It was, blacks were portrayed negatively in media and in movies, things like that." And this really affects Taiwanese thinking because they look at Hollywood movies and our media as in true, right? And so whatever they see in a fiction is actually representative of the world itself, which is not a good idea because if you go to our beaches, we don't look that good. American beaches are not a place if you want to go look at attractive people. But regardless, anyways, they purposely they didn't have many deaths in this series, which is great, but the characters were white. And I'm not offended by this. I think there's a deeper message going on. And I used Google to search, and I go, why were the only two deaths in this movie white characters? And Google's AI system is scolding me, saying, it's wrong to believe that only white people died in this movie. And it's like, it's because it thinks I'm a white nationalist when I ask the question. It doesn't understand that.
It does some political correction on you.
Or I did this. I was writing my novel, and I wrote that every woman has a tragic flaw, you know? And then I typed it into Google to see what it would say about this. And I was curious if anyone else has said this or things like that. It's like, you know, every man has a tragic flaw too. We all have tragic flaws. And I typed it in, why does every woman have a tragic flaw? And Google said, it's not appropriate to say that. It's really sexist. And then I look it up, why does every man have a tragic flaw? And it's like, whoa.
It's okay.
And it's like, what the hell is this? You know, and so people are not realizing that, hey, if you use one AI system, like, what is the political background of it? Is it left? Is it right? Does it have certain, you know, built-in functions to, you know, people.
Or do you think that AI is thinking you're using the word man in a classical sense, representing all human beings?
Maybe. It probably just thinks it's trying to make sure I don't go down the white nationalist. You know, it's hard being a white man nowadays, especially when you're in Taiwan, right? So they don't want me to go down the white nationalist route. So they're telling me no. Anyways, yeah, that's what bothers me is that people are not thinking about these systems. They're not even researching to say, I think I talked about this in the debate class, like, are you looking at these different AI systems to see what it's giving you? Like, it's dangerous for me if I just use Google to search for things, you know? You should be getting a variety of different sources.
I think a lot of people stopped Googling after AI came out. I'm still Googling.
Yeah.
I want to know what I'm looking for, and I want to know, what my sources are. Yeah.
I mean, it's nice, though. I mean, so Sophie and I, we were in the car, and we were looking at who won the different city and county elections in terms of mayors and is it county commissioners. And I mean, ChatGPT 3.5 had a nice list, and it
gave you a table.
Amazing, you know, intense. So it's like, this is a good skill, right? But like, people treat AI like it's the only thing, you know. It's a tool, but it is not my one and only. You have to have a bigger toolbox. Yeah. So what do you two, how about Julia or Ellie, do you two want to go off on a little rant? I actually wanted to hear too about your problem as an artist. Yeah. Hey, Yang Juren.
Oh. Well, I think I don't hate AI that much. I don't have like so much hatred on it because I still think there's a good ways to treat it, like just treat it as a tool. But I hate the fact that everybody uses it like copy and paste. Yeah, I hate the way
and claim themselves to be some kind of artists.
Yep. I hate how people use it wrongly, but you know, in general, I don't hate AI that much because I use AI too, and I use AI in my assignment too. But I don't like copy and paste. I tell him, like, I usually tell AI to like generate something that I can use as a reference, or just because, like, for instance, when I was doing the last debate, I did use AI, but I use it to like, I asked him like,
you use it like a counselor.
Yeah, or maybe I use like, oh, this is my stance. This is what I'm going to debate next week. Is how can I find like resources that fit my concept? So it gave me a list of where to find it, and I just Googled it and try to find it.
You fed it with something already. You are asking for feedback. I think that's different. Most people just asking for things.
Just give me something.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, as an illustrator, I don't mind using AI as references because, you know, sometimes poses and like compositions and colors are really hard for like, because usually we don't have that skill, or we wanted to learn that skill, but we don't know how to start. So we can ask AI to like generate something, and we can look at it as a reference, as a tool to, you know, like try to learn from it. But I don't think you can just grab it and code it as your own, or, you know, just editing that picture only, right? Because, you know, you still have to use your own imaginations and creativity, right?
Julia, you were saying that you definitely don't want an AI boyfriend. Okay, do you find it acceptable to have an AI pet or anything? If it's or what is okay for you to have something established on AI system?
I don't really want that AI.
How about an AI kitchen?
It will be convenient, but
I still think an AI boyfriend would be very convenient.
I don't want that.
Why not?
I don't want someone that.
You set it up. No arguing with me.
Yeah.
No arguing with
But
you.
I don't want
I
that.
am always right.
You
But I
want
don't want that.
want a boyfriend who argues with you.
That's fine. I think it's
fine.
relationship.
Yeah, it's relationship. It's human interaction.
It's hard work.
It's so hard.
Well, it's hard if it's not hard work and it's not love.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Not bad. Not
Right?
bad. Not
Yeah.
bad.
That is a slippery slope. Because that can turn toxic pretty fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my biggest problem too. It's like, so the argument is you can, so AI as a writer, I have a great idea, but I can't write. So is it you can't write because you haven't put the time into it? Like, I enjoy seeing human excellence. I want to see guys who have played soccer for 10,000 hours. I don't want to see someone who's played for 5 hours, right? So there's that time investment, right?
Yes, because most human achievements build on practice. Like you have to write and write and write again, all the way into perfection. Same thing with sports, but it doesn't work like that if you rely on AI.
I mean, you're definitely trying to do a shortcut, and really, can you do anything well with a shortcut?
I don't know, but I can assure that if you write with AI, the first year won't be any different from the 10th year, and I don't want that. I feel lied to as your reader.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel if I was to read something by AI, especially if it was like a novel and I've committed 10 hours to this, and someone they wrote a prompt in 5 seconds. And everyone thinks they have got a great idea. Everyone has like a Hollywood script in their brain, right?
That was only step one. It's always the step two that makes you an author and a non-author. Yeah. Do you love it enough to take the second step and go out there, write something?
And plus, really, like, the really good stuff, it's not the idea. It's about the character development or a certain message that you're sending. There's something that for example, there's like you're supposed to be able to explain your book in a blurb of what it's about, right? And really, if you're just
in your own way,
in like, it's supposed to be one sentence, okay? In this book written by this person, a woman.
That's not how we talk,
right? But it's
never.
So basically, like, it sums up the book, what it's supposed to be about, the direction it's going, lets you know about the genre, things like that. So it's a little quick prompt, But really, there's a ton of books with your idea, yeah. But with your specific characters or theme, things like that's where the details are what matters.
Yes. And also, if we ask you to introduce your book to us, we're also expecting that you talk about your book, okay, with 1 or 2 sentences in your own way, and then showing us, okay, what means the most to you, and we need to buy a copy to get into the point right away. This is not replaceable by AI. And also, as your reader, I like to read the young you, and then every reader is growing together with the author. So the young you focuses on sports, and now these days, you turn yourself into a curt curmudgeon complaining about child rearing. I feel I'm living part of your life, and that's your responsibility of how you should take care of your readers. AI cannot do that. Cannot. But still, I think an AI partner is very convenient.
I feel like you can, if you have something going on in your life, you can ask AI to, seek comfort, because it analyzes for you. And I feel like it's okay because I did that before, because I recently had something going on and I feel very sad, and I asked AI, what do I do with it? And it actually lists out a few things that I'm troubled and how these emotions are okay or whatever.
It doesn't share your emotions. It gives you advice, which you don't probably need.
I guess it.
Just like a bad boyfriend.
Isn't that what men get in trouble for? Men want to fix things.
Yeah.
And women are looking for connection, right?
Yes,
they just want to be
you're
heard.
familiar with the theories, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't do a very good job at it. But
Well, it would start with I understand what you're feeling, and here is what I.
What do you know?
What
You
I
don't
can
even have a
provide
body.
Here is what I can provide about your worries and your sadness, and it lists out some like.
there's many out there. Yeah.
Hey, look, okay, you might want to mind your time. Okay,
Yeah.
I believe you told me that you have to leave early, okay,
Yeah.
to take care of something.
I'm gonna go at 1:10. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
If someone could take back the computer to the office, that'd be nice. Yeah.
So, ladies, we have something around 15 minutes to hold on to Luke. Okay, ask him something. Ask him something.
Or is there anything that you want to share more that we cut you off? Because we're not very good at letting people express their thoughts. No, is there something you want to say, Julia? That you are.
I wrote a film reviews. And
What film? What film?
The Wedding Banquet.
The wedding banquet.
The
is
Waiting
like,
Banquet.
Taiwanese
the
movie.
wedding banquet.
The Lian movie?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they have
Is it
released
Huan Yan? I can't
a
remember.
new one, 2025 version. And
Oh no.
it's not that bad. I write reviews, and I think that it's a word job, and AI can also make that. And because of that, there's many people use it and do similar things, but you can see that that's not human effort, and there's so many problems in their reviews. And I think that people think review is to help a person to learn how to watch the movie or to know what the movie wants to tell. But if a review review is have so many problems that I don't know how to talk.
But where do those problems or mistakes come from?
AI can't really understand the movie because movie is based on how we watch it.
So, in that case, if you refuse to share your information related to the movie on the internet, then AI doesn't have a way to get around and then, getting your data, and then it will stay stupid.
But to understand the movie, that is based on person. That everyone's understanding is not the same.
Yeah, because once you post it online, yes, AI can.
AI can fish for it.
Yes, but it would only like give you another like very general idea of how this movie makes people feel, but not how you feel.
But
And
that
that's
can,
not-
on some level, efficiently get rid of most of his mistakes. Because you're feeding it correct information, which I always refuse to do. Whenever I ask AI something and then he hit me with some mistakes or ridiculous answers, I always answer, "Thank you very much. I find it very helpful."
So I had an experience that I was actually thinking about sharing. I think I've been gaslit by AI with students protesting things twice now. It happened the first time. I had a student who didn't show up for a final test. And she was sick, so she missed the week before. And my opinion was, I think that's Ruby out there. It's, I don't know, maybe it's not hard to say.
Yes, I think that's Ruby.
Yeah.
Ruby without
Ruby.
a hat.
Yeah, I didn't realize if it was you or not. No, not the signature hat.
Ruby is usually walking around with a hat.
She's fast walking, but you can walk here if you want to. We have 2 more seats. No one wants to
And
join.
she's walking faster off.
Oh, so sad. Anyways, so this is a foreign exchange student, right? And basically, my opinion was like, "Hey, you didn't come to the test. You should have told me. I know that you're sick or something like that."
Of course.
And I didn't know what kind of sickness she had, and things like that. And there was like no hospital evidence and things like that. But when I read the message, it was composed pretty well. But I was like, oh, maybe like her English is pretty good and things like that. And then it's like it talks about, well, I have this, but I think it's inappropriate that you said this because, like I'm wrong. because I questioned why you weren't here, or why you didn't provide proof, or why didn't you tell me before the test that you were going to not come to classroom, and all these different things. And I didn't think about it too much, but it changed the way I thought. Because to me, it's like, hey, you have a test. You need to be in the classroom. I had that rule. You missed the week before that. Fine, whatever. But then you don't come for a second week, right? You miss tests in real life. You miss a test, you don't get a second chance, and no proof, things like that. So it was just a long message, but I just feel like AI is thought up this way to turn in the way it uses persuasion to make the reader change their mind and then believe that they're wrong. And it was good enough to make me think that, maybe I was being a little bit harsh because I didn't question if she was really sick, and maybe my tone was inappropriate and things like that. And
don't let it get to you.
Yeah. Anyways, I had a student in my sports English and culture. I have 2 sports English classes right now. Shishing Jayo. Anyways, she didn't come the first week. Maybe she was a late add, right? She added in. There's Esther out there. Esther's a great student, Japanese department. But anyways, second week she doesn't come. And I don't know if it's a Wednesday class, so maybe she could miss the second week too. But then like third week she doesn't. Third week maybe she comes, it's like 11:30 and the class ends at 12. And then she comes the next week and then misses the week after that. And then we have a midterm test and she doesn't come to the classroom. And she had messaged me like, do we need to come to the classroom to take the test? I'm like, yes. And I've said this in class multiple times. Anyways, there's this big long AI prompt that's generated in perfect English. And like by the third paragraph, it's trying to twist my mind around that I'm talking inappropriately. And I just said like, F you. And so, and I took the roll out and I covered everyone's names and had her name. Like, you need to come to class because you can't know what's going on if you're not in the classroom. Like, I don't have time for your little AI prompts. I mean, it's just like, it was smart, right? But it fooled you once, but it's not going to fool me again. I don't know if anyone else has it, but it's like AI is ready to gaslight us. I just think that's...
I'm not sure. I do believe that it stays stupid, but it's probably the person behind AI.
I mean, I
trying to gaslight us.
I can even like read it, like...
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
All right. So let's see what I got. Okay. Here we go. So she missed last week too. She finally came to class on time this week. Yeah. I said, you didn't come to the midterm. You didn't come to the classroom during our midterm exam 2 weeks ago. Why? 2 weeks ago? I thought you say that only students who choose oral tests need to go to school. Okay, so there's some grammar mistakes, but still pretty good. Sorry, sir. I think I'm understanding your text that day, right? And she asked me before, hi, sir. I want to ask about this Wednesday. Do we need to go to school? It said, yes, I'll send a message to the group about this. Yes, as in you need to come to the classroom. I've only said it in the class like 3 or 4 times that we had to do the test in class. Yeah. Anyways. And then I say, so I asked her, why didn't you come to the midterm exam 2 weeks ago? She goes, 2 weeks ago? I thought you say that only students who choose oral tests need to go to school. Sorry, sir, I think I'm understanding your text that day. I said, you asked me in person, and I said everybody needs to come. And then I showed her our group text chat that says everyone needs to be in the classroom. And then I said, I also said in class multiple times that students need to be in the classroom for the test. Then she says, I sincerely apologize for my mistakes, sir. Can I know, what I can do for the exam, right? And then I said, I'll have you and do a makeup test at the end of the semester. If they don't get co-called first, I hope they get co-called. And then I said, but I don't understand why you had the confidence to tell this other student who didn't come and do the test. He didn't need to take the test in the classroom. You have to come to class fewer than 4 hours this semester. You're late if you do come, and you're probably playing on your phone, right? So it's like you've been in class for literally 2.5 hours, yeah, right, before the midterm, right? You're playing on your phone, yeah. Like, how can you know what's going on? And then I said, your video presentation showed me that you're very fluent as a speaker, but I'm not sure if your listening needs work, as everyone else came to take the test except for you and this other student. And then here's the perfect English. Good afternoon, sir. I feel that there might have been a misunderstanding. First of all, I'm not quite sure what you meant when you said I confidently told this other student that he didn't need to go to the classroom. In fact, it was this student who asked me to help clarify the situation because he was hesitant to ask you himself. So I asked on his behalf. Perfect English. Later, you mentioned in the group chat that there would be a midterm on Wednesday. I assumed it was only for the students during the oral exam, since you also shared a schedule with specific times indicating who was expected to present. Because of that, I subconsciously thought we didn't need to attend class in person. I also asked this other student last week what he had told you. I have a feeling that you may believe I was responsible for him missing the exam. He probably was. Perhaps assuming that I took the test but chose not to attend the class, which you did. However, this other student did neither. I submitted the form because I saw the one you sent in the group, and I thought, oh, there is an extra space before the comma. Interesting. Maybe, I don't know if that's ChatGPT or something like that. And I thought it might be another part of the exam in addition to the oral presentation, so I completed it promptly. I also assumed that the other student had done the same. If you believe it is my responsibility that this other student didn't take the test or failed to read the group messages, I honestly don't know what more I can say. I fully acknowledge that my behavior, missing classes, and using my phone during lessons was inappropriate, and I sincerely apologize for not showing you the respect you deserve. Here comes the lighting. However, if you consider me entirely responsible for everything related to the exam situation, I hope you can understand that I find that difficult to accept. I wasn't on campus either, but if I truly didn't care about the exam, I wouldn't have reached out to ask you about it in the first place. To be honest, your response made me feel quite uncomfortable. That being said, I'm very grateful that you're allowing us to make up the exam.
No, I don't think this is AI. I think this is coming from that person translating into English by AI.
You don't think so? It's like you're basically saying that I'm making a mistake, right? If you consider me entirely responsible for everything related to the exam situation, to be honest, your response made me feel quite uncomfortable.
Don't even bother spending your time on students like that.
Yeah.
Just go on with your cold call because it's already out there as part of the course description, and then according to the independent university codes, it's part of it's done deal. It's part of the contract. So don't worry about it.
But there's something weird that I'm getting these long responses that students would never ever type up something that long, and so AI tends to be longer, and it's like it's in this process, and I think it's trying to deflect responsibility on their part, while also trying to you're not.
Or the students is just trying to defend herself, and then keep on chatting, and then putting everything feeding everything into AI, and then this is the result of translation coming out.
Yeah, I mean maybe it was translated, like she typed it up in Chinese. It just. I don't know.
Don't budget your time that way.
Yeah, it's just like, man, AI is being used against me. I feel to gaslight me now. That's the next generation. Yeah, that's Brave New World is coming.
I don't see the point of saying that you're not coming to school and then you're getting cold call and you find it unacceptable. For me, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
So it's and like the presentations now, it's just everything is AI. I don't know if you guys saw it in the debate.
And you were never there, forcing people to sign up for your class at gunpoint. So what wrong? What fault are you in? I can see.
Yeah, I mean it's not but it's like I feel AI is at the point where it knows how to use human rationale to try to convince you, right?
I still say it's a copycat.
Yeah.
It knows if first copy the context and then copy the details and then giving back the details into the matching context. That's it. Yeah. That's not for us. That's for no-brainers. Yeah.
Dark world out there.
Yeah.
It's gaslighting us.
Look at whenever AI attacks, look in a different direction.
Well, it's as a teacher now,
we raise above,
but
walk away.
What can you do? Like I want students to go home and prepare notes and stuff like that. I had one student who said, "Oh, I only had 10.5 out of 15." I'm like, you didn't talk once during the debate, and your notes are pretty much all AI. And it's like, how long did you spend? He goes, all day. Okay, all day is in like what, 8 hours? He goes, no, 1 or 2 hours. I'm like,
oh wow.
We have one debate so far. This class is already like 6-7 weeks in, and you've spent 1 or 2. That's all you've done, And like it used to be, you'd have to spend 1 hour outside of class for 1 hour in class, So it's like we all only have one debate. I would expect, like 4 or 5 hours, but that I don't know how long you spent. 10 plus hours.
Well, a whole day, like literally from like morning to like night, for like
from dawn to
10,
dusk.
10 a.m. to probably like 8 p.m. I guess.
Yeah.
That's whole day.
10 p.m. to 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
That's in most waking hours.
I was worried that she was a
day.
vampire. Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Julia? How long did you spend?
At least 8 hours.
Yeah. And you can tell, like these two with had perfect scores. It's like.
And that's 林副 leading our 长官们 walking by.
Wave. You gotta turn the shoulder, yeah.
I believe they are okay. I believe they're just old school, both Ellie and Julia. So they are speaking for the old school students who still believe in human capabilities and human brains.
I mean, just like how our abilities to remember streets is atrophying because we don't use our minds when we're driving anymore. It's like, what's this going to do in 10 to 20 years?
I don't know. I believe sooner or later, we have new kinds of human beings who stop their intake of words and then stop their interpretation capability of words and then start communicating with each other in a new way, or they just don't communicate. And we'll be the last group on Earth. So-called Homo sapiens. Because after Homo sapiens, we only have Homo stupiens.
Here, all these AI experts are on YouTube saying how it's going to change everything. I'm like, all right, we'll see.
But I also have faith in AI that it never grows, it never learns, it feeds on its own data, and it's gonna die one day. So it's impossible. Well, people are talking about when will be AI taking over the human society? Taking over what's a better word for us? For me, it's impossible. It's not a coexisting environment AI is creating. It's actually creating a co-dying environment. I think.
Co-dying.
It's a parasite that feeds on the host, and then the host getting and then the parasite also gets to the host. The host is becoming super lazy, not producing or creating anything. So both of you die together. That's my take.
On that note.
You must split.
I think we have some exchange students coming. Yes. Yeah. You're always welcome.
Okay, too bad. I never have any one of them in my class.
Them, but they're always welcome. You're always welcome to come onto this podcast. Yes.
Okay.
Free invite. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's ask around.
Have a lovely
see
class.
if any of them would like to come.
Do we sound desperate enough? Yeah, that's important.
Yep.
It's important to go for sympathy if you're not going to go.
Okay, go, Luke. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, we'll have to listen to your opinions on AI next time.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, can I go to the bathroom real quick?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. It's somewhere there, but hurry back. Okay. So in the meantime, that's 院长 walking by and 信月老师. Okay. Okay, Julia. And I need to go too. Okay. Let's talk. Let me talk to 导演 first.
Okay.
Bye
bye. 我不知道你们在这边。Okay, thank you. Okay. 我们都要去上车。我们继续录没关系。那我们现在也去上车。那我们现在上去。那我们下去讲。
You guys should take over, yeah? 现在很缺人。要讲什么？你要讲什么？我讲的话都很美术，美术指的。会背。拜拜。
Sorry.
We're back.
We're back.
Yeah.
Okay, may I introduce them to you that this is our audience in residence. They're actually from Guangdian, the first
Hey,
year.
y'all.
This is our regular bunch, okay, the
really?
Guangdian ladies. Used to be 5 and then grows into 7 and then grows into more. And okay, they show up even though this is okay the midterm test week. Okay, so thank you, okay, out there.
Thank y'all.
Okay, since we're talking about AI this week, okay, and then okay, both of them hate AI. Okay, my question for you is that on what occasions do you use AI? Do you use AI to help you with your homework? Okay. Mostly for writing, or mostly for drawing, or mostly for music. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you,
God.
Jimmy.
Writing.
Writing. Okay. What do Crystal? Okay, what do you write with AI?
My homework.
Homework like what? Homework like a TV script or a movie script or storyboard.
上课的英文。上课的心得。心得。
Oh, like afterthoughts. What about Jasmine?
为什么是我？What?
What? No, okay, you need to speak up. You need to speak into the microphone.
他刚刚问的是啥？
就是你用 AI 做什么？
Homework.
Homework. What kind of homework? Like afterthoughts or report or some kind of
Opinion.
opinions. Okay. And then what about, I think I'm looking at Tammy. Is it Tammy? What about Tammy? I usually run into Tammy in the evening and she tries to ignore me. Okay, Tammy, when do you usually use AI?
Maybe writing some. I think I also writing some opinions because.
Tammy, I cannot hear you. I think you're a murmur. Okay, how about this, Tammy? Tammy, if it's possible, would you like an AI boyfriend? Hey, it doesn't argue with you. It doesn't eat. It cooks. It doesn't spend money. It spends entire time all his time with you. And he never cheats on you. He never has his eyes on any other girl. Would you like an AI boyfriend?
I think I don't like it because I like the real one.
You want the real one? We can give him a body.
Because I think I like to. I like to see these people in person because
You like to see purple in person.
Yes.
Let's give it a person body. No, okay, you want it to be a real human being.
Yeah.
Okay, how about Alison, 彪哥? 彪哥, okay. Her name is Xiang Wen, but okay, Wen looks like 彪, so we always call her 彪哥. Okay, Alison, would you like an AI boyfriend?
No.
Why not? What's wrong with you ladies?
I don't have any time to talk with my
You don't have much time to talk to him.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you need.
No.
Why I need it? Why?
But you don't have time for your boyfriend. If you don't have time for a boyfriend, then AI may be a good choice.
Why? I don't have any time.
For boyfriend nor AI. She didn't have time for any of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't even have time for AI.
I need
That's
to
nice.
sleep.
Okay, you need to. Thank you. That's all. Thank you. Okay, back to you too, ladies. Okay, I think I keep bothering people with the same question, so maybe I should stop here. But let me share with you, okay, the reason why I find it convenient. If you don't have time for a real partner, and then you need time, as much time as possible to sleep like 彪哥, then if you have a robot or AI, he doesn't talk shit you don't like. He speaks sweet, he remains silent. You have all the time in the world to rest or to sleep.
But I don't really want to get into like relationship.
No, you don't need relationship. We're talking about robot slaves.
Okay.
Fetching you sleepers, taking your drinks, cooking for you. Ellie, how's that?
Nah.
Why not?
Because, like, you know, I think us humans want to have that sense of, like, interaction instead of just, oh, I'll do everything as you say. I don't need a slave. That's all people do. That's what all people do, you know?
I want to do it by myself.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You want
Like cook.
you want to cook for yourself?
Yeah, so interactions, man. We don't need
Interaction. I hate interactions.
So
During the 3 years of pandemic, that was
Right.
my happiest years.
maybe AI boyfriend girlfriend
Lying-
suits you, you know. but it didn't suit us, right? Yeah. Maybe AI girlfriend boyfriend suits you.
Okay.
Maybe you should find one.
Okay, thank you.
Right?
Yeah, if they develop one, probably I'll purchase one.
Yeah. Maybe
Okay.
there's. Did you know that there's actually a game called Detroit Become Human? It's actually a game about androids. Like
What was the name again?
Detroit Become Human.
Detroit.
And Mao Hao and become
Okay.
human.
Okay.
Right? And it's a game about like so many years later, and where AI and robots
A futuristic Pinocchio.
kind of, and it's actually about like we all like we can each and every one of us could own an android.
That is my perfect world.
Yeah, maybe. But also it talks about like AI having self-conscience, like self.
I don't like that. I don't
just
like
want
that.
the
I don't
slave.
want. I don't want.
We just want slaves.
I
Okay.
I don't want my AI partner to think.
It's like there's multiple endings where you can treat AI like androids.
I
like
think I
slave.
might have been born too late. I like to be born in a time when I could own slaves.
Oh my god! I think I'll be there. That's a very bold statement.
I know, but nobody's listening, so okay, I dared. It's fine for me to say anything.
Yeah. Okay. But in other words, you wanted to have control, right, in everything.
Not really. Okay.
Not really.
I just want the other one to shut up when I don't want to listen.
Well.
But why are you two and you ladies so big on interaction? What's so important about interaction? I don't like to interact. The only thing I enjoy interacting with is the NPC in my video games.
Well, but even if it's an NPC, you still have a choice to like choose
Yeah,
your
to buy or
dialogue.
not to buy.
But you know because in some kind of like love stimulation game, you can still choose your dialogue.
Love stimulation game. Okay, Ellie,
there's
you're
like
sicker than I thought.
No, I didn't play those things.
Okay.
Really. Yeah. No. Kind of, but no. You played it too.
No.
You played that too.
I didn't.
Wait. Have you ladies, any of you, ever played love or relationship simulation games? No? Tammy is the only one who did. Tammy, have you ever played any relationship simulation games? Like falling in love with someone in a game? Yes, she did, I think. Have you?
I have played that.
Love simulation.
It's kind of like in Mandarin we call it 乙女游戏.
Oh, yes.
I don't know.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh, you too. Okay, I didn't even know. So what is that all about? Tell us about your experience.
You can hang out with this handsome boy, and you can
Say so you did have an AI boyfriend.
It's not AI.
You have an
really?
okay.
It's not AI.
Digital. You had a digital boyfriend. Tammy, what's it feel like to have a digital boyfriend? Tell me, do you prefer digital or human?
I think human,
Why?
because just like 英语游戏，就是you just can you can't
You can only do so much, but the much is not enough for you.
yes, because I like to chat with people in person because I can feel her emotion, his emotion, deeply. Yeah. So
You want to feel deep and then you like to share.
Yes.
And you cannot do that with a digital boyfriend.
No.
Because digital boyfriend just can he can talk with you but
It's always
he
the
cannot
same.
really
It won't have
really know your mind.
Yeah, because like how 乙女游戏 works is that you have the creator will have this massive data of text where because if I choose option A, he will give me this dialogue, but if I choose differently, they will give me a different dialogue. So it's like text. So it won't be like actual relationship because for 乙女游戏 there's like many male characters with different personalities. So it's kind of like why is it called stimulation? Because you can fall in love with different personalities.
Did you say stimulation or simulation?
Simulation.
Okay.
Yeah, so but I
But
think
do you have to go through a lot of tests to find out your right kind of type?
Well, no, because it would be obvious. So
okay.
Like for instance, there's like if character A is like really really obsessive, or character B is very sunshine, like dog-like character or something like that, there will be like very obvious personality traits for you to choose, And I think it's different from actual relationship because that's just something you can like fantasy. That is just a fantasy.
Okay.
Right.
It's 1:30. It's time we wrap it up. So for people walking by, today we're talking about an AI partner. So maybe you can take some time and visit the English department on YouTube channel. We'll have today's show posted on there, and also leave your comment down below telling us, do you think it's okay do you find it acceptable to have an AI partner or not? So let's wrap it up. Thank you for coming, and thank you ladies at the back.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.